Hi, I'm Jessie. I use she, her pronouns. I'm 23 and I love animals.
My name's Cameron, my pronouns are he, him, and I'm 17 years old.
Hi, my name's Em. I use they, them pronouns, and I was an advocacy participant at the Youth Disability Advocacy Service. I learned an incredible amount about my rights as a disabled young person, as well as how to self-advocate for myself and for my needs, and understanding that these needs are not wants, and that they are human rights that should be met.
And that there were pathways and options if I felt that my rights were being impacted.
I learned a lot about how I should navigate when discrimination arises, as well as furthering my self-advocacy skills and also how to make a formal complaint and the process of those.
I think they should know that you don't have to do anything you don't want to or that you're not comfortable with throughout the process, and that the advocacy team is there to support you in a way that feels safest and most comfortable for your individual needs.
So the advocates really go above and beyond their roles and were so passionate about the work that they did, and it just radiated through everything that they did. Anything they did was always checked in with me if it was my preference, so having that autonomy was incredibly important to me.
They will make you feel really comfortable about bringing the issues to them. They'll make the whole process of whatever you need to go through comfortable for you, and they'll help you through whatever it is.
It was really incredibly validating to have someone not only see the disability discrimination that was happening to me, but fight against it and care so much about it, and especially doing it in a way that was comfortable for me.
My advocate communicated with me mainly through emails, and we had the occasional phone call.
Emailing, they phoned, they Zoomed, they Teamed, whatever I needed for my form of communication. They were really good about working with me.
We mostly spoke over the phone, but we also communicated quite a lot over text and emails, especially if there was a lot of information or I needed some time to process what was said. And it was really good because it meant that if it was a very complex situation, which a lot of it was, I would have the time to read the email and come back to it when I needed and have that processing time.
It's really important to know that you don't have to do everything over the phone with these sorts of services.
Another way that we met was over Zoom, which was really great because it meant that we were able to sort of get to see each other and especially when we were building that relationship more.
Before receiving advocacy, I felt quite isolated and a bit helpless, as I really wasn't sure where to go with my issue or if there was anything I could do.
I was feeling incredibly overwhelmed with navigating disability services and my rights and understanding them, and I was really feeling quite lost in where I was. I felt like I was very disconnected and wasn't sure what to do, but I was also a little bit unsure of what the Youth Disability Advocacy Service could provide and how they could help.
Before actually contacting YDAS, I felt really nervous about bringing the issue up. I thought I was just being really overdramatic, that this wasn't really an issue. During the process, I felt a lot more comfortable. I wasn't overreacting. The team assured me that this was actually a big issue that was affecting a lot of other people.
Quite a lot of relief once I had started receiving support. I didn't realise how much I needed this service until I had it and how beneficial it would be to me. I felt incredibly grateful to have access to this service, especially knowing that a lot of things I wouldn't have understood were impacting my human rights and my disability rights if it wasn't for the advocates.
When I had an advocate, I felt really relieved and grateful for the support and validation that I was able to get from my advocate. At the end of my advocacy issue, I was grateful for the support I received from my advocate, and I felt secure in having the referral pathways going forward with the issue.
I felt so much more equipped to be able to advocate for myself, understand my rights, and I also felt even more relief about having these situations resolved and a lot less anxiety. When you have these really stressful situations constantly happening and you're constantly invalidated, it feels really horrible. So to have these outcomes that were good and that went well was just really affirming for me, and made me a lot calmer and feel a lot better. And yeah, especially being able to understand how to navigate these systems more, I felt really well equipped